Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie and this is my team builder for round 1 of the playoffs of season 7 of the National Football League Majors. So this week I'm going up against Monotui and his Tampa Bay Luxrays, and as I said, this is round 1 of the playoffs. There are 3 potential rounds that I would be in, or just 3 rounds in total. There's round 1, then the semifinals and the finals. There are 8 teams in total that make the playoffs, 4 from each conference. I was able to get in as the 3 seed, even though I did lose last week, and I lost to Mono, actually. I still was able to get in as the 3 seed, thank you to my good pal Rizzy Powell winning, and David also won, which helped me make the playoffs, and then Abe was able to not get 6-0'd by Maddie, so with all those circumstances happening, I was able to make playoffs. Or I just needed, with Riz and David, I only needed one of them to win. Both of them ended up winning, so I was the 3 seed, not the 4 seed, which is, I don't know, better in some ways, because it makes it seem like I did better and have a higher seed, but then I'm playing Mono again in back-to-back weeks, which I did not want to do. And if I was a 4 seed, I would have been playing Rizzy Powell, and I would have been okay with playing him just because I love Rizzy Powell. It'd be great to play him, but regardless, I am playing Monotui, and he's very good. This is gonna be a very scary game. It's a pretty tough matchup. I don't know, it's not like super hard, but it's weird. Especially just because I played him last week, and I felt like I brought a good team. Maybe not perfect, but I thought I brought a very good team, and I did lose in a 5-0, which makes it seem like I got kind of crushed, but it was still a pretty close game, honestly, because it really kind of came down to 1 or 2 plays, and really just one main turn, if I made a different play that turn, I think I could have won. Not guaranteed, but it would definitely have helped me a lot. So, I don't know, I'm really not certain if I would have won, but still, this is just a weird game to prep for, as I played him last week, which I never like doing this when we play a team 2 weeks in a row. I think I did it in Season 2 of Major PL, when I played Tom the last week of the season, then in round 1 of playoffs. I won the playoff game. I lost the regular season game because I just memed that game, and he didn't meme what he said he was going to do, but he brought, like, standard sets. And then I feel like I've done it one other time, but I can't think of it. But, let me actually just read off Mono's team. Actually, actually, yeah, okay, I'll read off his team. I'll put it on screen. I'm going to show my team that I used in Week 10 first, before I go into the team I'm bringing this week. I'm also going to show a couple of other teams. So, just because I did not do Teambuilder last week, because I didn't need to, because you only need to do a Teambuilder 8 out of the 10 weeks, and I already did 8 Teambuilders, so I did not need to do one last week, so I didn't, because I didn't want to show things if I didn't need to. I mean, I already sent to my team prior, but like I didn't want to have to explain it as much if I didn't have to, so whatever. So Mono's team, I'm going to also have the screenshot of my team on screen as well, but Mono's team, he's got Megalopony, Toxpex, Tyranitar, Glasscore, Ferrothorn, Mimikyu, Reuniclus, Kyurem, Sandslash, Scyther, and Manectric. So his user is Mimikyu. And, yeah, let me just go over my team, I guess. This is going to be kind of brief, just because I'm going over what I brought last week, and, that already happened. So, brought my Air Balloon with Fernape. The Air Balloon was so I could set up on Gliscor. So just Sword Stance, 3 attacks. Running Thunder Punch over Earthquake, because I thought it might have been kind of likely that he would bring a Shuka. Also, I guess it allows me to hit Scyther. I mean, I can hit it with Flare Blitz, but if I don't want to take the damage from Flare Blitz, then I guess Thunder Punch is safer. Mainly for Toxpex, though. But yeah, this set was really nice. It was my win con. Enough speed, outspeed, space 105s being set through Manectric. This thing was just really nice. I could set up on Glasscore, which could be one of his main ways of checking Ape and not allowing it to set up at least. But with Ape floating, then he was not going to be able to hit me with an Earthquake. But that didn't really work out. Ape didn't end up doing anything. I think this. Yeah, it didn't know. It just came in. Yeah, it came into the field and then just died to Lopunny, so it didn't really do much. I didn't really get the chance to set up and win. It was annoying with Toxpex because a +2 T-Punch does not kill it, so it needs some damage on it. It does around like 65-70%, I think, but it needs some damage on it. That's annoying because every time he switches out, he gets 30% back. So it's hard to keep him super low and then force him to switch off of that, which that was kind of one of the flaws in my team, that it's just so hard to do that because Toxpex is so fat and he can easily just pivot out against a lot of things. So yeah, that was the Ape set. Next, got my Drapion. It was same kind of thing as Ape, just with SD and 3 attacks in that regard. It wasn't the win count. It was meant to be like a middle game kind of wall breaker to just either kill things or weaken down walls that Ape needed some damage on to help Ape clean up late game. Enough speed for, I think if Glasscore was creeping my Togekiss, if I was max speed, so I was creeping his Glasscore, and his Glasscore is actually like almost exactly what I expected in terms of speed. I think it was 128 Jolly, so I was able to creep that just barely, but that was perfect. So Knock Off, Brick Break, Ice Fang as my coverage. That allows me to hit pretty much everything on his team. I can't hit Toxpex. He brought a Maybe could have carried Earthquake, but I felt like I wanted to hit Tyranitar hard, because I don't think Earthquake did over half. It might have. I forget. I think it did like a little under half. Brick Break did like around 70% to T-Tar, and getting that damage on T-Tar would have been really nice. So I felt like Brick Break was kind of better. In hindsight, maybe not. I don't know. I don't need to explain this team as much as I am, because this isn't my real team. Next, we got my weird spread for my Necro here. I forget what the EVs are for. I think the numbers had some kind of purpose. I don't think it was totally arbitrary. I think they all had some kind of purpose, except for the 4 here. I just like having 4 when I have a plus nature in that stat, just because I feel like it's just weird at the plus. I don't know. But Xers allows me at Reuniclus for some damage. It doesn't do go though, so I don't know if I really needed it. Psychic, Stealth Rock, and then most of his mons are physical attackers, so I felt like getting up the physical screen would have been really nice, because outside of Reuniclus and Kyurem, all his mons pretty much are, and I guess Toxapex, but that's not really scary in terms of offense. All of his mons are physical outside of that, and Manectric, but all of his main offensive threats are physical. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, like, T-Tar could be special, or like, I mean, yeah, even like all his physical attackers really don't have much special viability, so I feel like it was nice to have that screen, and it kind of helped, but I did not have Moonlight, which was a little annoying. Next, got my Mega Venu. Enough speed to outspeed, I think max speed Jolly, T-Tar, Himpower Fire, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Synthesis. Himpower Fire allows me to hit Ferrothorn. I didn't totally expect Pharaoh, but I still wanted it just because outside that my team doesn't have a whole lot for Pharaoh. Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb does a nice dual stab, and then I can heal. I can heal with this, which is nice just because it allows me to beat stuff like Toxapex a little better, or at least try to stay healthy versus it. I didn't want any HP because I wanted to get back as much health as I can from my stab move in Giga Drain. Then, yeah, just the Spit F was for Kyurem or something. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah. Next we got my Togekiss, Air Slash Encore Sub Boost. This thing was a nice stall breaker for mainly Reuniclus, Toxapex. Not really Glasgow just because that thing's faster than me, which is really annoying. But it's really nice for Toxapex, and at Ferrothorn to an extent. I mean, I kind of have to be behind a sub and like have to get some flinches just because Gyro Ball does a lot. Enough speed for something. Not the same speed stat as Venu. I forget what the speed is for, honestly. Maybe like no speed Glasgow maybe? Or like Glasgow with the biggest speed. I forget what the speed is for, honestly. Maybe it was Adamant T-Tar, maybe. Might have been. Or Sand Slash or something. I'm not certain, but yeah, this thing was just a nice stall breaker. It did pretty well in the game, but once the low pony was able to lock me into sub, but then that was really annoying because I was forced to stay low and I couldn't heal, and that allowed his Toxapex to Toxic me later, which was really bad. But then yeah, we got my AV Bird still. I didn't need any other attacks, so I just threw on the Vest because I just had 4 attacks, and I thought, why not? I could have ran Chopal, but I needed the coverage. I mean, Chopal counter could have been a set, and I thought about it, and I think I had it at first, but I felt like I just needed the coverage. Earthquake allows me to Toxapex for some decent damage, as well as hits Manectric, and Earthquake in hindsight wasn't the best, but outside of that, I do nothing to Toxapex, and I don't pressure it at all. Because, I mean, my other 3 moves, it just chews. Ice Punch allows me to Glide Score for some decent damage. Iron Head hits Stuff for good neutral damage, and then hits Mimikyu for super effectively. And then Himpower Fire for Pharaoh again. So that was the team I brought last week, right? So it was pretty good, I think. The main flaws, though, was I didn't have anything to outspeed the Mega Lopunny, which is really annoying. So I had trouble checking that. As well as, I mean, my ways of beating Toxapex were not great. Like, really, I had my Togekiss here, once I got Toxic, it wasn't very good. My Venu can kind of beat it. I don't know. I mean, it can pressure it, and I can definitely chew hits from Toxapex, but I don't know. I think Toxapex might have been able to beat me 1v1 if we went through like the full stall war, but I didn't want to, so I never went through the full stall war. But he was gonna get the burn eventually on me. So Venu wasn't a great response. My Necro went down early, which I knew he was going to because it didn't have Moonlight, but I didn't want to get Toxic, so Drapion couldn't really hit it super hard, didn't have Earthquake, so he could just keep hazing and then healing, and then Ape needed that thing low, which I couldn't get it super low. So that was the main issue with the team, really. Toxapex and Mega Lopunny were the big issues. So this Bended T-Tar was pretty scary. I had a pretty good switch in Reggie, but I mean, in general, it's just scary. My team, I don't have a lot for it. Those are the main 2 issues with the team, though. So let me go over what Mono brought, just so you guys can see it. So he brought Adamant Mega Lopunny. He didn't need to be Jolly. He just ran enough for Zygarde, which is my fastest Mon. You know, just dual stab, Encore, Fake Out was really nice versus my team. Encore allowed him to heal, or Encore allowed me allowed him to lock me in healing moves and other stuff, which is annoying. Bandy T-Tar with coverage and stalled rocks just bopped my team. It was very scary. Fat Toxapex, he brought the moves I expected. He brought a Shuka. I thought maybe Shuka, Black Sludge were the most likely items, which makes sense. Shuka allows him to check Infernape with Earthquake or Zygarde, which makes sense. He's got Fizz Def here with Calm Mind. No Shadow Ball, but it makes sense why he didn't have Shadow Ball, just because, as he said in his video, a +6 Psyshock would do more to Necro, 5 Calm Minds up, than a Shadow Ball would, so that makes sense. SD here with the Ghost DMZ, which is really nice versus my team, because the main defensive check after this would be Snorlax, just because a +2 player off I can take, and he's not carrying the Fairy Eums, is that how I say it? I don't know. But Snorlax can kind of check it, but it's just, Snorlax isn't great versus his team when he's got the Bunny and then other threats. I mean, mainly Bunny, which just scares it out. I have some pretty good switch-ins to Bunny, but they get weakened and they are kind of hard to keep super healthy. So Snorlax wasn't great, but this thing was just very scary versus my teams, my main checks, and like Registeel and McVinu don't want to take a +2 Ghost DMZ, or +2 Never-Ending Nightmare. So yeah, that was scary. Didn't just max speed to creep Drapion. So then he's got a Glasscore. He brought the 4 moves I thought, you know, Toxic, Roost, Taunt, and the Earthquake. This thing had enough speed for, I think like max speed Necrozma. I don't get why he didn't run like 4 more speed to creep, or like 8 more speed to creep Togekiss, but it didn't really matter because I wasn't max speed Kiss anyways. Yeah, this thing was really annoying. Actually, it didn't do too much, I don't think, but it could have been annoying and allowed. It didn't allow me to play super freely with my Togekiss because I had to keep this thing in mind, and it could always come in and check me if I did not have a sub up, because he could taunt me and Toxic, and once he got that Toxic on my Kiss, then I was not as good at beating his fat stuff, which I needed Togekiss to do. His team leader's already pretty long. So now let's get into the team I'm bringing this week. Well, or some ideas for teams. So this is not the team I'm bringing this week. Sorry, I really messed with you guys there. Sorry. In the description, I'll probably put a timestamp for when I start showing my actual team, just because I'm showing a lot of other teams and stuff. So this was a team that I built this week, and I did some mocks, but just didn't quite work out. It seems good in theory, but just some things about it just didn't work, and just didn't perform well together, and I think it didn't beat his team as well as I thought it would. I think I played 3 mocks with his team. I lost 2 of them, and the one that I won was kind of only because my opponent missed T-Stone Edges, and otherwise I would have lost, so yeah. So say Scarf Kiss here, just it outspeeds Mega Lopunny. It's a good check to that, which is nice. Trick can help me deal with Reuniclus or Toxapex, which is nice. Got Infernape. I'm bringing a similar set, so I'll probably talk a little bit more about the set once I get to my real team, but yeah, Stealth Rocks, Encore, Flare Blitz, EQ. Good coverage versus his team, Fiery MZ. Enough speed to outspeed his base, or yeah, enough speed to outspeed Mimikyu, because I thought his base 105s would be creeping my 95s anyways, and I thought even if he does bring either of those, they would be Scarf anyway, so I don't need to creep those, so that allows me to carry more bulk. And the bulk was for Mega Lopunny, so a return does not kill me after I take rocks, which is really nice. But I did change the set a bit, and it's very similar on the set that I have on my final team, but I'll show that in a minute once I get there. So then we got Necro. This was Expert Belt with Rock Polish. This thing was my win con. It was meant to set up, and it can set up versus a lot of things, and it doesn't need too much chip damage on too many things, and it's really nice. But it just didn't work out. It didn't really get the chance to set up because, I mean, maybe I could have set up in some cases, but his stuff wasn't low enough, and it was hard to get the chip damage on things that it needed the damage on, so that was just annoying. This team, that was part of the reason this team didn't work out, and like, it works as a win con, but it's kind of only that. It doesn't do much else and help me earlier in the game, and it's kind of wasting a spot on my team. So that was one of the big issues with this team. Got Evire here with Taunt 3 attacks. This is a really nice Mon and really nice partner for my Necro here, as the coverage allows me just to get damage on things like Glasscore, like Reuniclus, kind of. I don't hit Reuniclus too hard, but low kick last minute Ferrothorn and Tyranitar. Thunder Punch is just pretty good stat for everything else, and then Taunt allows me to keep things like Reuniclus, or maybe Glasscore, probably click Ice Punch, but maybe like, I mean, I could keep stuff low, which is essentially what it needed for my Necro. So this is really nice, just max speed, just in case if Mimikyu wasn't max speed, and maybe if Glasscore was almost max speed. Got Vape then, just physically defensive, Rocky Helmet, pretty decent check to Mega Lopunny, but this thing wasn't going to be staying around too long. It has Scald, Wish for, and Heal Bell. Heal Bell just so Toxapex does not get a free Toxic, or I mean, he'll still get the Toxic, but I can't. But he doesn't just beat me then, I can Heal Bell and just get rid of that, but it's hard just to heal and it doesn't stay around too long. That was one of the issues with this team too. And Mega Venu, This was basically defensive, just SD with EQ Petal Blizzard. This is just a stronger Seed Bomb. It does not lock me in, which is cool. So this thing just didn't quite work though either, because Glasscore could kind of beat this, and it could taunt it if it had taunt, and Sword Stance, it just didn't pressure his team as much as I thought it would. It just made more sense in theory than actually, than in practicality, which is kind of like a lot of this team. Like Necro makes a lot of sense in theory, but it just didn't quite work. Kind of same with Vape, and Evire was kind of helpful in my box, but still it wasn't enough. And then 8 was kind of helpful. I wanted Rocks this game. I had Rocks on Necro last game, and I think that was a big flaw of my team. Well, last game too, is that my Rocks, I mean I had him on Necro, but I did not get him up at any point. And he does not have the best ways of getting rid of Rocks. He's Scyther, which is default, which I guess counts. He has Spin, Sand Slash, which is decent, but I don't think it's super likely to come. But, I mean, he can maybe bring it, but I don't know, we'll see. And then default Glasscore, but if he wants to run default, he cannot run Toxic Heal, or Poison Heal, because they're incompatible. So that's really nice for me. So his options of getting rid of hazards are pretty lackluster, so if I can get it Rocks with 8, that's nice. I just feel like Necro didn't have a good matchup as a rocker, so I didn't want to bring, let me go in my final team, sorry. I didn't want to bring Necro as a taunt, as a rocker. Reggie I didn't like in this game just because it allows his walls to come in and heal, which I really did not like. Then Claydol, I thought about some things with Claydol, even like Psych Up Claydol, because I could copy the Calm Minds that he has. But it does not even 2KO like Fizz Def Reading Quest does, or like Max HP, which he bring. It does not even 2KO that set. So, you know, it wasn't super effective in that regard. So Claydol was not a great rocker either. So I think 8 was the best rocker. I'll go to Apes. Okay, sorry, I'll show the Apes at first, and I'll talk about Drakedown, which you already saw. But, sorry, I'm just going fast, but, like, talking about a lot of things. Sorry. So this is the actual team, by the way, that I'm bringing this week. So I've not battled yet. I'm not sure when this video is going up, by the way. Maybe on, like, Saturday night. I'm recording this on Saturday, like, midday. So, Saturday, early evening. So I'm not sure when this will go up. Maybe, like, early Sunday. I'll have to upload this after we do our battle, of course. But yeah, so it was the same spread that I brought in the earlier version of the team. The moveset is almost the same, just I brought Mach Punch over Encore. Because Mach Punch lets me hit low punny, which is really nice. Because if he does have Fake Out, then he can knock me out the following turn. So I can just get off some good damage with Mach Punch. And I'm actually not bringing a Scarf for Kowski and Nickelodeon in this game. I really want to. Mainly Togekiss, possibly 8. Possibly like Claydol even I considered. Maybe Zygarde, but I don't think Zygarde was a great Scarfer. Maybe it could have been, but I don't know, I just didn't love it. It just doesn't hit super hard. But I'm not bringing a Scarfer to outspeed that Mega Lopunny. But my team is designed to chip down Mega Lopunny and allow me to knock it out with either Ape or Zydoge, essentially. And just getting damage on Mega Lopunny is going to be really key this game. So Mach Punch is just really nice to do that. It does around 50 to 60, which is nice. And if he does not have Fake Out, then I can actually just 2K him with Mach Punch, which is cool. Or, I mean, Flare Blitz is a little more than that, but I don't want to take damage, because especially if he hits me, and then I'll be almost dead, and then Flare Blitz would probably knock me out, so that's not good. But Rocks on this, they're nice, just allow me to get Rocks up versus his team. The only issue is, I don't know if I'll be able to get up Rocks super early, or if I'll have a great chance to get them up, because Ape, I don't know, Ape's not a great lead versus his team, like, just a lot of things kind of scare it out, and it's not a phenomenal lead, and it doesn't have too many opportunities to come in later in the game, like, nothing is like a super free switch in for like Toxapex. I mean, I can switch in and take a Scald if I need to, but I don't know, I don't want to if I don't have to. Like, I can switch in, take a Scald, set up Rocks, and then die, and then Ape is nothing, which is not good. But I want to try to keep Ape as healthy as I can, but I also want Rocks up as early as I can get them, which is kind of annoying, but if I can get Rocks and still keep Ape around to offensively pressure his team, that is going to be awesome, and that is going to really help me this game. So really, 8 plus Zygarde is very nice this game. Plus my Drapion too. Those are the offensive core, and then this is my defensive core, kind of, like the back 3, kind of defensive, the first 3 kind of offensive. So Drapion is not super offensive, per se, but it's a weird set. So Knockoff, Infestation, Taunt, and Ice Fang. So enough speed for Glasscore, but just, I'm running like a little more speed than I did last time, in case if he creeps that, then I'll be creeping him. So that's just kind of what that's for. So Knockoff, just good general stab. So Infestation and Taunt, so that is meant for the Toxapex. This thing can, hopefully, and ideally, trap and kill the Toxapex. That is the plan. Now, for Zygarde, I don't really need Toxapex super low, but if he's carrying a Shucka, which he might be again, then, you know, I don't want that thing around. I mean, if I get it low enough, he'll still die to my Zygarde, but that's just, Like, I don't know exactly what item he'll be running. I mean, I can knock it off with this anyways, but still, it'd be really nice to just knock that thing out and get rid of it, because my team, outside of Drapion, doesn't deal with it super well, or outside of, like, what I'm bringing. Togekiss kind of can, but same kind of deal as last game. If they get Toxic, it's not great. Venu is a safe switch-in, but can't pressure him too much. My Snorlax can kind of pressure him, but I don't want Snorlax getting super weakened, especially with my set, which you'll see later. But this thing can Infestation, so trap the Toxapex, and I can just go for knockoff maybe once, and then taunt him the following turn so I can stop him from healing, and then just keep that thing trapped. Now I'm to heal. He'll go for a Scald, and he'll just be spamming that, and then eventually get a burn. Originally I did have Sub in that last slot, but I don't know, I feel like if either he does not bring Toxapex or I don't need this to beat Toxapex, then Sub's not super useful. I can invest a Scald will not break my Sub. I don't need too much more bulk than I have right now to do that, but I feel like I need the coverage in that last slot, and I end up going for Ice Fang because Gliscor was really scary to this team. And in one of my mocks, I was able to trap and kill the Gliscor, which is really nice because I should be able to outspeed that, which can be really nice. I'm saying that a lot. But if he does not bring Toxapex or does not use that as a switch into Drapion, I can maybe trap Gliscor, and if that thing's low enough, which my team pressures Gliscor a fair amount and can keep it kind of low, or not low, but like not super healthy. Ice Fang does around half, so I don't need it super low, but I just need it to not stay at almost full health. And my team can pressure it a fair amount, but I just have trouble killing it because that thing's so fast and it can roost. It's fast, at least when you look at my walls and the stuff that can take it on more comfortably defensively, it's fast and it can taunt and it can roost, which is so annoying. And my offensive mons don't just break through it because they don't have the power and or the coverage to really do so. So Gliscor is just really annoying this game, and Ice Fang, if I can trap that thing and kill that, could be really cool. This thing can also check the Reuniclus, which is nice. If I do get burned from Toxapex, that will be a little annoying, especially because I'm not running Heal Bell on Togekiss. So that could be annoying and could hurt me versus like a Calm Mind set, but still, this thing can at least taunt it and like knock off its item and be a little annoying. And I do have some other checks in the back to Reuniclus in some ways at least. So yeah, I already showed you Ape. This Teambuilder is pretty long. I knew it was gonna be pretty long, but I mean, it's the playoffs, so I'm not really too concerned about trying to keep it short. I want to explain as much as I can. So yeah, so next we got my Zygarde. So Extreme Speed, 1000 Arrows, Protect, and Earthquake. So Soft Sand is my item. I wanted Life Orb for damage sake, but I felt like I didn't want to get chipped down because this thing, it has enough speed. Same speed is 8, right? Yeah, same speed is 8 to creep his Mimikyu if it's max speed Jolly, which it was last game, so I think it will be again. So I'm running EQ and Arrows, which seems weird. So Arrows is kind of really only for Gliscor, I guess, and I mean Scyther too. But EQ hits everything else. Everything else is grounded, which is nice. He's not a ground resistant, I think. Actually, does Scyther count? Wait, would Scyther resist it? I think that Scyther might resist arrows. Is that how that works? I think it does. Or on the first hit. I don't know, actually. I forget if it would still be neutral. I don't know. But regardless, EQ hits everything on his team for pretty nice damage, barring Gliscor. So arrows hits that. Now we could carry Outrage, which does more. But with Soft Sand, I almost do as much as I would with Outrage. And I don't want to be locked into Outrage, because that allows him to bring in Lopunny and just kill me, bring Mimikyu and set up, which could be terrifying. Or bring in maybe Pharaoh, get up hazards, or just do a lot of other things that I don't want him to do, so I don't want to be locked into Outrage. So EQ hits everything. It's everything, as I said multiple times. Extreme Speed's nice. It doesn't do too much Lopunny, like 30 to 35%, but if I can get Chip, which I maybe can from Ape, or Snorlax, or Togekiss, I'll go into those sets in a bit, then Zygarde can be really efficient. So that last move slot, you're probably wondering, why do you have that there? So a couple reasons. Well, yeah, mainly two. So Mega Lopunny gets Fake Out, which is annoying. So I can Fake Out, block that, and then I can E-Speed, and then I'll out-prioritize him. The next turn, even if it's Click and Quick Attack, E-Speed is +2, which is awesome, because Fake Out is +3, I think. So that would out-prioritize my Extreme Speed. So, well, I mean, it's faster grenades, but still, that would out-prioritize it, so I would not get to go for Extreme Speed, so Protect allows me to block that, and then Extreme Speed the following turn, which is the plan. So, Protect is also nice for Sand Slash in case if he brings a Sand Rush, Sand Slash that's offensive, which is kind of scary to my team. Then that allows me to stall out one Sand turn, which is nice. Or maybe I can pivot and then keep, bring this thing and keep bringing this thing back in to stall another Sand turn. And then once Sand is gone, I can Earthquake, and to offensive Sand Slash it does a lot. So that is very cool. So Zygarde's really nice this game. Next we got my Togekiss here. So kind of similar set to the last time. I'm just more defensive, and like last time I was a weird spread. I was faster and more offensive. This time I'm just physically defensive, Rocky Helmet. This is my Mega Low Point check. So Roost, Air Slash, Orchard, and Encore. So same moveset as last time as well, except I'm running Orchard over Sub because I want to hit the Tyranitar and chip that thing down, which helps my, I mean, I don't need it super low for Ape and Zygarde, just because, I mean, they can hit it super hard anyways. But I still want to be able to pressure T-Tar and not allow it a free switch in because I don't have a great switch into T-Tar. So I can Aura Sphere either on the switch or if he's low enough, I can Aura Sphere. I should be able to outspeed T-Tar. This is creeping just the exact set that he brought last time, I'm just one stat over that. So if he brings more speed, that'll be scary, but I think he'll opt to go with a bulkier variant this time, and not a lot of speed, or not any, because I think, so he'll see that I brought speed to deal with his T-Tar, or to, not deal with, but to outspeed it, and, you know, I was creeping a lot with my Togekiss, with my Venu, not with Necro, but still. So I think he's gonna not want to risk him losing bulk and then risk me still outspeeding him, so I think he's gonna want to go just like almost max HP and then max attack. So this should still be able to outspeed T-Tar, hopefully. So I don't know, if I need to, then I can outspeed and knock him out with Aura Sphere if he's low enough. But yeah, Encore is just really nice for Uniqlo's Toxic, same kind of things as last game. Toxic would be really scary again, but not as bad as last game. So this thing, I don't need it to beat his walls like Uniqlo's, like Toxic, because Drapion helps me with those as well. It's Snorlax kind of does too, and then Ape has the Z Flare Blitz, so that helps me there too. Sorry, I'm just talking a lot. So I don't need this thing to be my stall breaker. It's still pretty nice, and Encore just allows me. It just helps me versus those things, and I could maybe give it a Nasty Plot, but I felt like Encore's a little better. Just help me beat Toxic, which can haze, and I feel like Encore's just a little better. We'll see how it goes. I feel like, I don't know, even though he knows I can bring it again, still, like, even if he knows, it doesn't hurt me too much, and what I gain from the value of carrying that is better than what I would lose. It's greater than what I would lose from not carrying it, even though he knows. It's just, Encore makes sense, it works, and he might not expect me to carry it again, so we'll see how that goes. So this is my Mega Lopunny check Rocky Helmet, just chips that thing down, which allows me to put it in Ape range or Zygarde range, which is really nice too. So maybe Venu. Sorry, I'm trying to progress, but I'm trying to explain as in depth as I can / want to / feel like doing. Sorry. So same 4 moves as last time actually. So different EV spread though, enough speed for Adamant T-Tar instead of Jolly, because I don't think he'll be Jolly. I think he'll be Adamant if he runs max speed. I don't think he'll need max speed, but still, just to creep that, just in case. So almost max HP, or yeah, pretty much max HP, just the HP stat. Then the rest in defense and bold. So this thing I want to be as fat as possible on the physical side. It can take hits from T-Tar. It still gets 2 KO'd by Stone Edge from a banded T-Tar, but non-banded that can actually take 2, which is awesome. This thing is a decent check to T-Tar. It's not my main switch, and Snorlax is actually going to be my switch into T-Tar. I'll go over that in a bit. But the same 4 moves, I feel like I need Sludge Bomb to hit Kyurem in case that's a subset, and it allows me to hit a Reuniclus a little harder and hit Lopunny a little harder. Giga Drain allows me to get health back versus Gliscor, which allows me to crush that a little more. Hit by Fire allows me to get Pharaoh, which just in case if it comes, I don't really expect it, if I'm being honest. It has a decent matchup, but if I think I know Mono, I don't think I want to bring it just because it kind of lets Ape come in. It's not like a free switch into Ape, but Ape, maybe if I sack off something, then Ape can come in, and it pressures out the Ferrothorn, and I feel like Mono doesn't want to bring Ferrothorn, considering he doesn't. I mean, he's Toxapex, which is a pretty good switch in, but if I can pressure Toxapex to maybe get rid of it, like I can with Drapion, then I don't think Ferrothorn's great. It's good for hazard stacking, because I don't have good options getting rid of hazards really. But I'm carrying Hit by Fire just in case if I need to get that, just in case. So then I can just heal and that last move there, because it's nice to heal versus things like Kyurem, if in case of that keeps me low, or maybe make a low point if I need to use this, if Togekiss is low, or Rocks are up, or, and you know, then it's not the best check to low pony, then Venusaur can kind of help fill in too. So, also Mimikyu, this thing hits better from Mimikyu. Like a +2 Z Shadow Claw does not OHKO me. I think after Rocks, I can live, because it does like, I want to say 78 max from Jolly Mimikyu, which is awesome. So yeah, that's the Venusaur there. Yeah, same kind of thing, just different spread. So then we got my Snorlax here. So, this is an interesting set. So, we have Figgy Berry with Gluttony, but I'm not running Healing move. I'm just running 4 attacks, because Self-Destruct is nice for Reuniclus, mainly, maybe Toxapex, but mainly the Reuniclus. Because Reuniclus is annoying, and Calm Mind Reuniclus is fat and annoying, as I said, and I don't have great methods of dealing with it. So, the coverage on this thing feel like is more important than healing, and I don't need Lax super healthy because that, if, like, he can make a play and go into his bunny on this thing, and I want to get off some damage on that. I don't want to be kind of wasting a turn healing or doing anything else. I want to get chip damage on the low bunny and pressure that as much as I can. I don't think I need Curse or anything else. I feel like just 4 attacks is the best for Snorlax here. I could have carried Fire Punch to Ferrothorn, but I don't think I need it, and I feel like the coverage over that is better. Earthquake allows me to hit T-Tar. I could have carried Superpower or Brick Break or something, but I didn't love... I just feel like I didn't need fighting coverage because Earthquake also allows me to hit Toxapex for some decent damage. I don't 2KO him, but it's still pretty nice damage to get on Toxapex and at least keep that thing somewhat low. I'm also min speed and brave just in case if it is a Trick Room set. If it is a Trick Room set, because like Life Orb, Trick Room can be very scary. So that's what I'm expecting. Like, okay, the main 2 sets that I'm expecting from that Psychic Blob thing, that thing's annoying. But the main things I'm expecting are either Calm Mind again, maybe just like 2 attacks Toxic, which I expected last game, but he brought Calm Mind, which makes sense too, or Trick Room with Life Orb, which is very scary. So Snorlax can help me deal with the Trick Room set, as it can at least speed tie it if he's no speed and quiet. But if he's not, then I will actually outspeed it in Trick Room. Self-Destruct does a lot. Return plus Self-Destruct, I believe, kills or gets very close and just leaves him in range where like anything can knock him out, which is cool. Stab hits everything, you know, like still hits Toxapex for pretty hard damage, as well as Gliscor, like, and if Gliscor is roosting, then Ice Punch is going to be doing a little bit less than my stab here, because Ice Punch is 75 and then returns 102, so then stab it's more, and it's only 2 times super effective on a roost, but Ice Punch in general is nice for Gliscor, which is really cool, as that allows me to chip that thing down and keep it low, which I need for Ape and Zygarde. I said Ape as I clicked Zygarde, then I said Zygarde as I clicked Ape. Whatever, so that's the team there. I have not done the battle yet, as I've said. This is a pretty long team builder. I don't know, it could have been longer, could have been shorter, but this is playoffs, so I wanted to explain my team. I wanted to go over it. I wanted to talk about it. So yeah, this will probably be in a separate video than the battle. But the battle will go up either tomorrow, if you're seeing this on Saturday, which it's probably just going to go up Sunday morning, so it'll probably go up later today, assuming this goes up on Sunday, and assuming we battle on time. But yeah, I'm very excited for the battle. Might do a live com, or I think I'll do a live com. I don't know if I'll upload a live com, might upload a post com. I don't know. We'll see how long the battle is, how I feel about it, you know. But yeah, that's the team. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I feel like this is a good team. I think this team allows me the chance to win, and Drapion can be really nice, and I think trapping is so good, especially when your matchup isn't great. Trapping is just really effective, and trapping and killing a big threat and a very annoying mon is just awesome, and I think it can really help me, so let's hope Drapion does his job, and as well as my other mons, and I think this team functions together and as a team more so than the earlier draft of this team that I had for this week. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. The battle will go up later today, as I said, but yeah, I'll see you guys then.